Baseball, the Tigers and the Boston Red Sox getting set for game 2 in the series. Big crowd filing in. The Tigers trying to bounce back after last night's extra inning loss. It'll be Rajai Davis to lead things off, and here we go. The first pitch of today's ball game is outside from the knuckleballer Stephen Wright. Davis is your leadoff man today in place of Anthony Gose, and Rajai looks at ball 2 outside.
Yeah, one of the things you want to do is make sure with the knuckleballer that he's going to throw strikes. Usually takes the pitcher throwing the knuckler a bit of time to find the strike zone.
Rajai will take a strike. Up with the right hand goes Mike Everett.
Take a look at the numbers for Stephen Wright. This is his 6th start, his 23rd game. He does have 2 quality starts as a starter. Rajai up in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. There you see.
And now Wright ready with the 3-1 pitch. It is in there as strike called, 3-2. So the Tigers, like most teams, do not face many knuckleball pitchers, so it'll be a bit of a more unique challenge today. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Davis hits one in the air toward right field. On the move is De Aza, and he'll come out and make a nice backhanded play. 1 gone. Here is the rest of the Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. You saw Davis, Kinsler, and Cespedes to follow. Then Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, and Nick Castellanos, Avila McCann, and Iglesias. And the numbers on Mr. Kinsler have been awfully good in his last 5.
Been red hot for sure. Batting first and second in the order.
He will step in now with 1 out. Kinsler, a 5-game streak, had a big night last night, 3 out of 5 for the Tigers. And he looks at ball 1 that skips all the way to the backstop.
Again, with the knuckleball pitcher on the mound, you want to see what he's going to do when he gets behind in the count. Rajai Davis did come with the fastball. Like to hit that pitch.
Here's the strike call. You find, Gibby, that most guys, when they face a knuckleballer, might stand up in the box a little bit more?
It just depends how fast or slow. I know he throws it down in the 70s. But yeah, if you have to make an adjustment, some people find it hard to stay back on the ball. After some time, I learned to kind of change the way I set up for the pitcher that's throwing the knuckler. Crowd the plate, try and make him hit you too. It doesn't hurt too much.
Swing and a miss. It got away from Swihart. He'll run it down though, and Kinsler is out at first base. Strikeout for out number 2. The defensive alignment for the Boston Red Sox is brought to you by Tim Hortons, and here it is. They have Mookie Betts in center field, Ramirez and De Aza flanking on the corners, Sandoval, Bogarts, Holt, and Napoli third to first, and Swihart is the battery mate for Stephen Wright today. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Yoenis Cespedes, who's batting third of the lineup. Cespedes at 288 has been in a bit of a tailspin. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game.
The Red Sox been throwing the ball up top to Yoenis. Top of the zone. He has a hard time getting on top of that ball. Rick Porcello did a real good job last night mixing up his pitches. He did that to quite a few of the Tigers last night.
Yeah, Porcello was on point. He had been having a struggle of a season, but he put it together last night against his former mates. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cespedes. Stephen Wright is 30 years old, born in Torrance, California. And that's driven in the air and deep to left field. Cespedes got a hold of that one, and it is way gone. In the monster seats in left, and it bounces back to the field. That was a bomb. '15th home run of the year.
Well, Yoenis really got a hold of this one. Down to 60-some miles an hour on the knuckler. Just breaks right over the heart of the plate. Not very sharp, but that got out of here quick. Off the Advil sign out in left center field.
That probably would have left the ballpark had it not hit the sign. Bang. That was impressive. Early lead for the Tigers here this afternoon. 1-0 on the Cespedes home run. It is also RBI 55 for Yoenis. Victor Martinez takes inside.
Now Victor's probably has the most at bats of anybody in the lineup today against knuckleball pitchers.
He's ahead of the count, 2-0. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. Martinez was 0 for 5 in the ball game last night, and batting just 188 since the All-Star break. He'll pull that one to the ground to second base. Ranging right is Brock Holt, and that'll take care of the Tigers. Not before they get a run on the long home run by Yoenis Cespedes. In this one, and the starting pitcher for Detroit today is Alfredo Simon, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
8-6, started the season 7-3, has struggled as of late. 78 strikeouts, 37 walks. And as I talked about a little bit earlier, trying to be more consistent.
Well, here is the starting lineup he will face, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Betts, Holt, and Bogarts top 3 spots. David Ortiz back in there today for game 2 in the series, followed by Ramirez and Sandoval. And Napoli, Diaz, and Swihart, your bottom 3 today for the Red Sox. So the big pasta on the hill this afternoon, trying to get it going now as Mookie Betts stands in.
First nickname of the day.
Big pasta. It's one that was hung on Alfredo a while ago.
Does he like pasta?
Well, Alfredo, get it? Alfredo sauce?
Well, I asked if he liked it.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to ask him. There's a single back up the middle. Leadoff base hit for Mookie Betts. Ball was hit sharply.
Looked like he got a little cut on that ball there. Cut out over the outer third at the plate. And Betts swinging the bat very well. Right up the middle. Good approach.
So the leadoff man is on for the Red Sox. That'll bring up Brock Holt. And with the ball game last night, had a sacrifice, knocked in a run with a base hit. Dustin Pedroia has been placed back on the disabled list by the Red Sox, so Holt is starting at second base again today for Boston. Betts, good speed, measures his lead at first. And a strike called on Brock Holt.
13 stolen bases on the year, only caught 4 times. Now Alfredo Simon will have to give him some attention.
Vigla starting at first base today for the Tigers.
10 stolen bases against Simon this year. He has caught 6.
And Betts dives back in there. Last night's game, both teams got a run early in the contest in the third, and then neither team scored until the Red Sox scored in the 11th and won that ball game in walk-off fashion.
In a well-pitched game by both sides. Hardly any walks till later in the game.
Ball high.
Unfortunately, the game-winning rally started by a leadoff walk in the 11th inning.
Blaine Hardy gave up the leadoff walk to Mookie Betts, who would eventually score. 1-1 on Holt. He has hit safely in his last 9 consecutive home games.
Looks like Betts is getting gauging Simon, getting a little more comfortable over there, bigger lead.
Left-handed batters this year are batting .314 against Simon. And it's bounced right back to the mound. This is a double play in the making. 1-6-3, and a nice turn there by Iglesias as Betts was sliding hard into the bag.
Excellent defense by Alfredo Simon. Finishes nice and square to the plate. Ball right into his glove. Moves his feet. Makes a nice turn. Throws it perfectly to Iglesias. That's a tough pair to double off, but good execution by the Tigers. Got Betts right down there on you.
That'll bring up Xander Bogaerts. 3 out of 5 last night with an RBI for Bogaerts. And he's batting a very solid .310 this year. High fly ball right field. JD Martinez staring into the sunlight. And that is that for Boston. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the second at Fenway. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. By Ram Trucks, find your summer of fun with great deals at the Ram Summer Clearance events. And by Spartan Stores. For locations, visit turntospartan.com. Fenway Park is the site here this afternoon. Tigers Red Sox game 2 in the series. Detroit off to an early lead courtesy of a home run from Yoenis Cespedes. Stephen Wright goes back to work and misses low and away to JD Martinez. Martinez, Castellanos, and Avila for the Tigers in the second. JD batting .283, couple of hits in last night's game. That one floats inside. 2-0.
So it looks like mostly behind in the count fastballs in the first inning, so maybe you're looking for one here.
And floats high, and the count goes 3-0.
He gets the knuckler. A little more respect there.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. And he's going to walk him on 4 straight. Leadoff man on here in the second. First walk for Wright. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries, and we are 1/3 of the way there with the Cespedes home run. Here's Castellanos. Nick last night was hitless, 0 for 4 in the opener. And Wright delivers strike 1.
The 1-0 pitch there after the 4-pitch walk threw that knuckler a little harder. Usually get less movement. Trying to get that strike.
Strike called again on Castellanos, 0-2. Wright, as many knuckleball pitchers, started out as a conventional pitcher. Didn't switch over until 2011 when he was a member of the Indians organization. It's lifted back out of play.
You know, I think every organization has guys that play catch every day to get loose that they throw knucklers. And some even position players, they have very good knucklers. So it's amazing that a guy will come into a professional career and not be able to make it as a conventional pitcher and then to switch over to the knuckler. And there's very few of them in the game today.
Right, ready with the 0-2. Missed outside. Well, his fastball was about 90, 91 when he was a member of the Indians system. And they approached him about making the switch over to becoming a knuckleballer, and he bought in.
Well, somebody must have watched him throw it, like I say, in warm-up, so they made that determination.
That's in the air towards center field, playable for Mookie Betts. First out of the inning. Well, there's Alan Trammell. You might notice he is coaching down at first base for the Tigers today. Our condolences to Omar Vizquel, the Tigers' first base coach. He had to go back to Venezuela with the death in the family. And so Tram, who is with the team heading toward the trading deadline, is filling in at first base.
Well, he's coached down there several years, back way with the Padres. Of course, we had a conversation with Tram last night. Interesting baseball perspective, right?
No question. A well-rounded baseball perspective. Here's Avila. That'll get away from the catcher, Swihart. It'll go to the backstop.
Yeah, that's interesting that they have Blake Swihart catching Stephen Wright, because the knuckler is not an easy pitch to catch. You're going to figure that this is going to happen more than one time in a ball game. Remember back in the 80s, Charlie Huff was throwing a no-hitter, but he had 7 wild pitches, and we were winning 1-0. Usually the catchers use a different glove as well, more like a first baseman's glove.
Well, to kind of piggyback on that, in his first start, Ryan Lavarnway was catching the right-hander Wright in 2013, and Lavarnway was charged with 4 passed balls in 1 inning, which was a record. A dubious record, but a record. Avila looks at a strike.
Yeah, you might want to switch up the battery on the next start.
Well, we've seen Swihart struggle with it on a few occasions already in this game.
Well, everybody's going to struggle with it. It's just a matter of whether you can knock it down.
1-2. And that one missed outside. Tigers have faced a knuckler this year, R.A. Dickey, but there just aren't too many of them left in the game these days. Of course, they had a really good one here for many years in Tim Wakefield, who played 17 years with the Red Sox.
Yeah, he was a good one. They got to Dickey when they faced him, scored 5 runs on him, hit a home run.
And again, it gets away from Swihart.
Going to make it first.
Avila will get there to first base on the strikeout, and both runners will move up. The lead runner, Martinez, goes to third. Boy, is Swihart really struggling.
It's safe to say his knuckler's knuckling pretty good today. That's a very quick movement. Almost hits the umpire and stays in the area. But if you're the Tigers, you want to make sure that you're ready to go if you strike out. That's happened on 2 occasions already in the game.
Strikeout and a wild pitch. The ruling there allowing Avila to reach, and now a grand opportunity here for the Tigers as James McCann stands in.
I don't think James has probably got too many at-bats off the knuckleball.
Probably not. Ball high, 1-0.
Yeah, I like your thought about moving up, because it's kind of like if these hitters were going to play like slow pitch softball, they would all have trouble with it because the ball doesn't come as quickly. So you move up, and the thinking is it gives you a better opportunity.
Well, and I bring it up because it appeared in his first at bat Kinsler might have taken a step or two toward the front of the box when he was up there.
Well, Charlie Huff used to get me. I used to go up to the front line of the batter's box and scratch it out. He didn't like it. He would complain that I was stepping out of the box. So do anything to get the mental advantage as well.
Pulled to third, knocked down by Sandoval, the second one, and no relay as Holt couldn't get out of the glove. And a run will score. It was hit so hard it looked like they might get a double play.
Looked like Brock Holt might have bobbled this ball a little bit. That's what happens when you got the runner coming down on you. Let's see Alex getting down there as fast as he could. You want to put that thought in that middle infielder's mind that you're bailing. You see, their hands are so quick, but unable to get the grip. Tigers get another run.
RBI for McCann is 24th. It's 2-0 Detroit. Here's Iglesias. And again, it gets away from Swihart, but the runner will not advance. This is going to be an adventure today for Blake Swihart.
Yes, it is.
It already is.
I hope so.
Iglesias has hit safely in his last 5. And a strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jose. That 324 average right now is good for 4th best in the American League, and Iglesias has been top 5 most of the year this year. That is popped straight up behind the plate, back on top of the screen. 1-2.
Yeah, the official scorer, he's going to have fun today too. Wild pitch or pass ball.
Yeah, some of these are going to be tough. Here's the 1-2. Drilled to left field on a line, but it's going to be caught there by Ramirez to end the inning. Tigers add another run. We go to the bottom of the second at Fenway.
the green monster and sign your name. So it was for first-timers James McCann and Shane Green and Coach Matt Martin earlier today. They went in there. McCann has actually been here before, long time ago. In 2010, he was in the Cape Cod League, and his team actually had a workout here at Fenway. They watched the game, and in that game, guys, Victor Martinez, now McCann's teammate, hit a home run. Back then, V-Mart was playing for the Sox. Guys?
Ooh, don't tell Victor that. He might feel a little bit old. Thanks, Keeps. Your name is in there, isn't it, Gibby? You're going to
it should. I don't know. Did they erase it? Did they repaint over it?
they might have.
Is Babe Ruth in there? Ted Williams?
Well, I would imagine as old as this park is, 1912, there's a good chance. Ortiz strokes one to left field. And a leaping try by Cespedes. He can't get it. Ortiz on his way to second. He'll pull in with a double. The ball just kept going on Cespedes.
That's a tough play right there because that wall comes up on you very quickly. Like you say, the ball carried. You want to try and get back there as far and as quick as you can. Cespedes with a good effort right there, and we've got Raji coming over right from the get-go. In this outfield, all outfielders must move to the ball.
So a leadoff double. That is the second hit of the game now for the Red Sox. Here is Hanley Ramirez. He'll foul it back 0-1. By the way, the two wild pitches in this game have been changed to pass balls.
Really?
So Mr. Swihart is not feeling all that good right now. Those are on him. Meanwhile, Simon trying to pitch around a leadoff double here as Ramirez stands in.
I think that's when you take the official scorer out one day and have him catch a bullpen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You try it. See how easy it is.
I'd stand no chance.
Here's the 0-1, and it's in for a strike. 0-2 on Hanley Ramirez. 4-game hitting streak, was 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. 19 homers this year. That leads the Red Sox team. Inside, Simon busting him up and in.
Yeah, I like that pitch right there. One of the things I want to talk about is Alfredo Simon throwing the ball inside and up and in. Ahead in the count right there, comes up and in, backs him off. But the pitch I like after this pitch is to follow it up and double it up. As many hitters, when you come in when the pitcher's ahead in the count, they tend to look out over the plate on the next pitch.
So we'll see if Simon does indeed double up.
Doesn't happen very often.
Went back out there and he just got a piece. Here's the starting defense. Brought to you by Bill Fox Chevrolet for the Tigers. Cespedes, Davis, Martinez in the outfield. Castellanos to Davila are anchoring the corners on the infield with Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle. And McCann and Simon in the battery. 1-2 on Hanley Ramirez. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck. Bouncing ball, high chop over the glove of the third baseman Castellanos. Here comes Ortiz. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is out at home plate. Cespedes pulled out the howitzer and nailed him with a one-hop throw.
That's a heck of a throw, heck of a play. Great ability to charge the ball right here. Just kind of a ball that bounces over Nick's head. And you see Cespedes setting it up right here. It's so short out there. Just throws a one-hop bullet and a great pick by James McCann right here. That's coming in hot. Good tag. Right on the knee with the tag. And Hanley Ramirez on down to second base on the throw.
Cespedes keeps it a 2-0 game. And Sandoval hits a ground ball to second. That'll be routine for Kinsler. Runner will advance to third, 2 outs.
That is Yoenis' 9th assist this season. It gives him 44 since 2012. That places him second. That's some pretty good arms in that group. Alex Gordon, very good. Gerardo Parra got a rocket as well. Used it to the Tigers' advantage.
So with 2 outs here is Mike Napoli trying to drive in a run from third. Simon throwing from the windup. Fouled straight back by Napoli. Tigers have gotten a couple of really good throws from the outfield the last 2 days. Of course, Ghosts on the game winner last night made it extremely close with a bullet to home plate.
Yeah, they're extremely strong arms, but more impressive is the accuracy with which they throw.
Napoli is batting .206. Was 1 for 4 in the ball game yesterday. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the first baseman for the Red Sox. Napoli came up as a catcher, but hasn't caught since 2012. Pretty much a DH first baseman these days.
He's probably enjoying that move. First base maybe a little less demanding on the body.
Now Simon will step off as Napoli steps out. His 3rd year now with the Boston Red Sox. Alfredo already has surrendered 3 hits, but the Sox have not been able to score. And Napoli takes low and away. Two and 1. Napoli right now with a 5-gamer going. Gorgeous afternoon today.
Good crowd, as always, in Fenway.
Strike gets in there, and the count evens at 2s. 68 degrees was our game time temperature. Just about perfect baseball weather. A little cooler. It's not hot or humid today.
A little chilly for July, isn't it?
I would say so. We'll take it. A little bit of cloud cover this afternoon as well.
I've been here some days in the 90s with the 90% humidity. It's miserable.
That'll bounce in, and McCann just saved a run there.
That's a great stop. Alfredo Simon just threw this right into the ground. It's got to be about 55 feet. James McCann is ahead of that pitch. See him turn that shoulder in, keeping the ball in front. Good technique.
Should Napoli reach, Diaz waiting on deck. Simon has slowed down the pace here in the second. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Napoli goes down, and that'll end the inning. Tigers get a big defensive play, though. David Ortiz cut down at the plate on a perfect throw by Yoenis Cespedes. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. third here at Fenway. Game 2 in this 3-game weekend set. And back to the hill goes the right-hander Stephen Wright. He is facing the top of the lineup. Rajai Davis, Ian Kinsler, Yoenis Cespedes. And a bouncing ball left side of the infield. Sandoval will throw him out. One away. Well, it is time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile.
You know I'm smiling over here, don't you?
Why?
Is this a tweet thing too?
This is a tweet thing, yeah.
Well, we just happen to have some nicknames since we talked about it last night. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Who put you up to this?
Me.
Mm-hmm. It's usually all it takes.
We'll get to him.
Here's Kinsler. Rolled foul. All right, what do you got?
Well, the big one was Super Mario.
Okay.
That's the consensus, okay?
Oh, we've even got a graphic
we
now.
Have a graphic. Italian Ice. Mario Mathers. What one do you like? Podna.
I can't believe you had to make a graphic.
I didn't. I just walked in. It was amazingly, it was built. Amazingly.
Well, I'm going to go with Super Mario. Let's just keep
Super
it there.
Mario?
Super Mario, yeah.
So
how about Mario Mathers?
We'll just call you Super.
Super's good. I'm down for that. That's driven to right field, playable though. Diaz is under it for the out, 2 gone.
I kind of think nicknames should be one word.
All right, then we're going to just stick with Super then.
Super.
All right, Super. Super. Here is Yoenis Cespedes. Meanwhile, that is, let's see, 2, 4, 6 in a row retired by the right-hander Stephen Wright.
And he's got it rolling a little bit. He's got that knuckleball working very well for himself.
Long home run in the first inning for Yoenis. It probably would have cleared the monster in the left and headed completely out of the ballpark if it were not stopped by one of the signs out there in left field. Here's the 1-0. It is boxed as well by Swihart, but he got the call.
Yeah, if the Tigers can get somebody on base, certainly their advantage, because like you said, Swihart is really struggling. He's going to be very nervous back there.
Pulled on the ground to short. Easy play there for Bogarts. Cespedes is out. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Wright.
The scouting report on Alfredo Simon. The left-hander has been hitting .314 off of Simon this year, so I'd like to switch things up a little bit, just kind of focusing on the percentage of pitches that he throws inside to the left-handers. You can see down there in the corner, down and in. That's mainly, I think, his splitter. But I'd like to see more fastballs doubled up on the inside part of the plate, try and change the look for the lefties. try and get that average against down.
Well, here is another left-hander that he will face in this one. Diaz leads it off here in the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 in favor of the Tigers in this one. And Diaz looks at a ball high and away. He'll be followed by Swihart and then Mookie Betts. Diaz at 258, began the year with Baltimore and was let go on June 3rd. Picked up by the Red Sox. Swing and a miss.
There's that splitter down and in.
Alfredo came in with an ERA north of 9 in the month of July, a 1-2 record. Trying to get those numbers down today. And he shows bunt. Looked like he offered. Apparently did not. Tim Timmons said he held back.
Is it Tim or Timmy?
I'm going with Tim. In his younger days as a child, maybe it was Timmy Timmons.
Nickname Timmy?
You're just all over this nickname thing. That's drilled to left center field. Cespedes on the move. Man, that thing was a rocket. One gone. Time for a game break now. Trevor Thompson. All right, T, thanks. With one out here is Swihart. 237 hitter this year. Ball one. (11 RBI). Swihart in the minor leagues the last 4 years has been considered the top or one of the top catching prospects in baseball. He'll shoot that one to left field. Cespedes has been busy today, reaching to make the catch in front of the wall.
Yeah, that's a tough catch right there, going with the ball directly over your head, and you know that wall's coming up on you. But Yoenis has a good feel for where he's at out there. Doesn't pull up short. Sometimes your arms get short when you get close to that wall, but he reached up and snagged that one.
So with 2 outs, here's Mookie Betts. Yoenis doing it all today with the glove, with his arm, with the bat. Betts had a single in the first, did not score. Ball one. Betts had that leadoff walk in the 11th inning last night. Turned out to be a big walk. He came around to score the game-winning run on a very close play at home plate, a play that had to be reviewed, and it took over 4.5 minutes to review it.
And one of the things you look at, a lot of slides around the game. The front leg comes up on many slides where you want to keep it down so you get to the plate quickly. And that's what happened to Betts last night, making even a review something worth looking at. Kind of making a little package here of slides, and we'll get it on to you here in the future.
Betts waiting on the 2-1 pitch. It's outside 3-1.
Not a guy you want to walk.
13 steals this year, with Brock Holt waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1. Drill to left field again. Cespedes will make the play. He caught all 3 of them in this inning. 3 in the books here at Fenway.
issue is that Trammell can't wear his beloved number 3 because Ian Kinsler wears that now. So what number would Tram wear? It turns out he's wearing number 4, and the instant reaction was, well, Bobby Higginson is going to be mad because you'll remember Higginson wore number 4. They all started laughing because equipment manager Jim Schmeichel texted Higginson to tell him that Tram was going to wear his number. Higginson texted back, who? Gibby knows well what kind of a guy Higgy can be. Boys?
Yeah, Kaysen, well, Schmeichel apparently has little Gibby in him, too, stirring it up by texting Bobby Higginson.
Well, how did I get dragged into this?
I don't know.
I mean, there's many guys that wore number 4.
Victor Martinez looks at a strike call.
That's what Schmeich does, though. A little bit of respect for the guys. That's kind of cool. And, of course, Higgy, that's a classic Higgy example in response.
Victor Martinez, then JD, and then Castellanos. Little floater back at third. Pablo Sandoval can't get it. Base hit. And Victor Martinez has a single, his first hit in the series.
That's nice. Hey, that's the way he's throwing it. Sometimes you got to hit it that way. And Victor gets the bat on it right over Sandoval. Didn't even think about it, too. Actually, Sandoval did a good job of hustling back there.
Second time today the Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on as Martinez stands in. And JD trying to hold up. Strike call. JD was hoping he would have checked with the first base umpire instead of making the call himself. And Mike Evers said he went around. Walk and a run scored in the second for Martinez. Hold on the ground to third. That is a fair ball. Little bang up against the wall. And Victor will stop at second. 2 men on now for the Tigers.
This is one of the things about Fenway Park right here. This ball's tucked just over the bag off the wall. Xander Bogaerts does a great job right here. You can watch him hustle right out of the get-go right here because the left fielder's got to go down into the corner in case the ball goes there. Shortstop, I call that Trammell wall right there because Tram used to always make sure everybody knew that. Of course, I was playing left field, so wanted me to make sure that I knew he was going to be there. I could easily be second and third instead of first and second.
Castellanos, ball 1. Already had a couple of pass balls to the catcher Swihart. And the Tigers have 2 on, nobody out here. So on a ground ball hit down the line, if you're the shortstop, you pretty much have to go to that area on short left field, don't you?
Yes. Yep. Instead of normally.
Oh, there's another one that's going to go to the backstop, and the Tigers will take advantage of this.
Yeah, he's tight back there. You want to have nice loose hands to catch any baseball. That's not being the case right now for Blake Swihart. And that ball, I mean, to his defense, that jumped pretty good. That's 3. Is that a pass ball?
It is a pass ball. Given 3 for the afternoon. We mentioned in Wright's first start, Lavarnway caught him, and he had 4 in 1 inning. High fly ball, right center field. That ball is hit well. Betts going back, and it's going to bounce into the seats. That's going to be a ground rule double. That ball was hit a ton to right center field, and the pass ball is costly because 2 runs will come in.
Well, Nick Castellanos has been very, very hot as of late and doing a lot of damage. You see it just breaks right down the heart of the plate. Good concentration, barreled it. Betts can't catch up, and as you said, because of the advancement by the runners, 2-run score.
And so now here is Avila. There is still nobody out in the inning. 3 straight hits for the Tigers. And this is on the heels of Wright going on a pretty good run. He had straightened himself out in the 3rd and retired 6 in a row.
The happiest guy on the Red Sox right now is Ryan Hannigan. Backup, well, he's actually the starting catcher.
Today's a good day to be backing up.
Yeah. And
no balls, 2 strikes.
That's a bad feeling when you're out there and you're having troubles, you're struggling. And especially with the catcher, you're involved in every play. If you're in the outfield, maybe you got a chance. It's not coming to you, but got to fight your way through it.
Got him. Strike 3, and Avila is caught looking for the first out. It's the second time he's fanned today.
As a hitter, you just don't know how far a knuckleball is going to break. That one just on the corner. The previous pitch, maybe it breaks more, so you take it thinking this pitch is going to break off the plate, but you can see by box tracks, just catches the corner.
Here is James McCann, who picked up an RBI in his first at bat. Grounding into a fielder's choice. It was a really hard hit ball right at Sandoval at third base. 0-1 the count on McCann.
And we've watched James McCann be very successful in these situations. He's usually very aggressive early in the count.
Drilled to short on a line and caught there. They'll get a double play. Right before it hit the dirt. A line double play ends the inning, but the Tigers get 2 more. Ball game now. And stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets.
Getting the Twitter handles going again there. But, I did look at my Twitter thing last night, and Mario was trying to convince me to tweet.
Yeah, that was your homework assignment. Did you do it?
I did not. Couldn't really come up with anything.
Brock Holt will stand in. It'll be Holt, Bogarts, and Ortiz facing the right-hander Alfredo Simon.
This is when you like to see a shutdown inning, scoring 2 runs. Tigers now up 4-0 as they go to the bottom of the 4th. Like to see Simon get through this inning quickly.
Alfredo got a double play ball from Holt in the first inning, but the Red Sox have had some hard hit balls against him here.
Yeah, they did last inning. 3 rockets to Yoenis Cespedes.
Here's the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on Holt. Brock Holt was acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates for a guy that went on to make an all-star team this year. Their closer, Mark Melanson, who's having a terrific year with the Pirates.
Boy, he is. He used to be fastball curveball. Now he's added the cutter, and that's been the pitch that's made him as good as he is.
Bouncer back up the middle, but Iglesias had him played nicely. And Holt is out of there, one gone. Fans, don't forget to see the Tigers take on the Royals August 4th through 6th. That'll be a big series. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks. All for just $19 per person. It's the Tigers Weekday Value Pack. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. One gone for Xander Bogaerts. Fly to right field in his only at bat. A little bit low, 1 ball, no strikes on Bogaerts.
Young man's from Aruba.
Well, Xander was in the Red Sox organization at the same time Iglesias was. And of course, Jose was dealt to the Tigers in that 3-team deal, and Bogaerts, well, I guess they felt that they wanted him going forward at that position.
And that's what you're hoping for in an organization, that you have depth at a certain position so you can have movement. And the Boston Red Sox made the trade.
You ever been to Aruba?
I have not. I was going to ask you, how about it?
Nope, never been there. Sounds nice and warm.
Yes, it does.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bogaerts. And there are 2 gone. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings us the scouting report now. The pitcher-batter matchup between Simon and David Ortiz. Updated numbers now 2 for 7 for Ortiz. He had a double in his first at bat back in the second, but they couldn't get him in.
They got the shift on him. I mean, I think David Ortiz has been shifted every at bat except for a couple this year. There's a reason why they do it, and he's going to fake bunt right there. I think he's bunted 1 time this year. Tigers don't move. They're just going to leave the shortstop back. And there you can see where he hits it. I'm going to show you where he hits it by direction. There you see by location, all balls in play. So you can see why they got the pull on there. We got another chart for you as well.
Here is Simon's 2-0. 3-0.
Here you look at the other one right here. 88% of the balls, those are ground balls and line drives, are hit to the right of second base. So that's why you see teams shift them.
Now 88%, that's huge.
That's definitely shiftable. That's against right-handed pitchers.
And he's taken himself a 2-out walk. Ortiz on for the second time.
Well, they had him defended right, but unfortunately no strikes could be swung at.
We'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. 3 hits for Boston today. They just have not been able to score a run. The Tigers with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth. Simon got off to that red hot start for the Tigers, winning his first 4 in a Tigers uniform. Big swing there by Ramirez.
Well, getting back to those shift graphs we just showed you, that's those go all around the game. All the teams have them. There's different forms of shift, whether you shift all the way over or a modified shift. And we'll continue to get into that.
Wonder how many guys are in the 80, nearly 90% range that Ortiz is in balls that he pulls.
Something we can look up.
Bouncer back up the middle. Will find a hold into center field. A single for Hanley Ramirez. 2-out threat now for Boston.
I think both hits that Hanley's got are on balls that have been pitches out over the plate. Trying to come in there, but yanks it. See, Hanley gets his arms out, rolls it over. And because David Ortiz is in front of him, Really hustling around that bag right there, isn't he? Whew, don't hurt yourself. I could run faster than that.
Well, yeah, you probably could actually.
With Parkey.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. 2 on, 2 outs. Don't hurt yourself. 1 ball, no strikes on Sandoval.
Yeah, Sandoval or Simon, he's got to cut this inning off right here. We talked about it. 2 runs in the top of the inning for the Tigers. Start with 2 outs, and you walk. You get the 2-out walk, and now the 2-out hit. So very important to get Sandoval right here.
Red Sox last night ended an 8-game losing streak. They had lost all 7 after the All-Star break. Inside, and the count goes to 2-0.
And you're seeing Alfredo Simon. He's pulling it glove side. He's got to make the adjustment. And I think this is the 3rd start that I've watched Simon pitch, and it seems like when he gets out of whack, that's where the ball goes. I know he's had conversations with Jeff Jones about how to correct it.
Missed again, and the count goes to 3-0 on Sandoval.
You know, what do you do right here? Maybe the catcher needs to set up outside, change his sight lines a little bit. Maybe a visit from the catcher or from Jonesy. Should he walk this batter?
Well, if you walk Sandoval, that brings a tying run to the plate in Napoli, who's lurking on deck. Two-out walk to Ortiz, and then a single by Ramirez. He missed inside on 4 straight, and the bases are loaded with Red Sox.
Yeah, here comes Jonesy.
So seemingly an easy inning for Simon, but now the bases are full.
And obviously it's something mechanical, probably being out of the stretch after he walked David Ortiz on 4 pitches. And hopefully Jeff Jones has a suggestion and he can get back on track. You know, one of the things that I noticed as a manager, I used to try and make all the bullpens of my starters. I was amazed at the way they could dot the glove in the bullpen. But yet you watch them get into the game, sometimes they really get into trouble, and that's obviously the conditions of the game affect that. But you used to always try and get them to take their mind back to where when they were throwing their bullpen now in the game. I think a lot of it's mental.
And we'll see now if Simon can wiggle out of this jam here. He struck Napoli out with a guy at 3rd base in the 2nd. Well, the Red Sox finally getting the crowd into the ball game today. And Napoli drills it foul down the 3rd base line. Good pickup
by the ball girl.
She was right on that thing with the glove.
And they come in there pretty hot sometimes. See, he has 6 grand slams, Napoli. This season, 0 for 4.
With 3 strikeouts. Napoli waiting on an 0-1 pitch. Way outside. Did you find as a hitter when you came up with the bases loaded, you had to try and work to stay within yourself? I mean, you probably get amped up when you see 3 guys on base.
Yep, you're trying to get them all in. You want to go for the onesie. Matt Williams told me that. So you have less energy. With Napoli, I'm sure he's looking out over the plate because he knows Simon's having trouble getting the ball to the inside part of the plate. He's watched his previous batters. So he's going to be looking out over. Good time to come in if you can get it in there.
Way outside, and the count goes 2-1.
And if you're Brad Ausmus, you need him to get this out. You don't want to go to the bullpen this early. You need to get into a stretch where you can get that bullpen rested. That has not happened since the All-Star break.
And you made a great point on the open. The Tigers getting outstanding efforts from Price and Verlander on back-to-back days, yet they could not rest the bullpen.
Right, the bullpen pitches 6 1/3 innings over the 2 games. You're hoping for a long game so you can rest the pen. but you're using 3 or 4 pitchers per night.
Napoli rolls it slowly toward
Take
third
your time,
base.
slow
Castellanos off balance throw, got him. And the threat is over. No runs, a single, couple of walks. The Boo Birds coming out at Fenway. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Back here at Fenway Park in Boston. Ooh, look at that, Gibby. You lobster fan?
Oh, sure. That's a big boy.
Whoa, no kidding.
Better be hungry for that or have a crowd with you.
Well, the Tigers avoid a possible big inning by the Red Sox. Still a 4-0 game as Wright goes back to work facing Jose Iglesias.
Well, in the past, the Tigers have scored early and not tacked on. Today, so far, they continue to tack on. It's a good sign.
Well, the Tigers coming into this game had scored 1 run in the previous 22 innings, which was really extremely frustrating.
After 23 runs in 3 games.
Ball outside to Iglesias. 2-1.
I think Swihart's going to be excited the next time he sees his name in the lineup catching Wright.
Well, no, I don't think he'll be in the lineup the next time Wright is out there.
He'll be really good sleep the night before.
That driven back out of play. A couple of pass balls charged to Swihart today, and also many more that have caromed off his glove. It's been a challenge for him with Wright.
Is it 2 or 3? There's one a wild pitch?
Oh, no, you're right. 3 of them. I'm sorry. 3 of them. Yeah, there was another one in the 4th, which set up the double by Castellanos to drive in 2. It's drilled toward right, but slicing foul.
I tell you, the Red Sox really play Iglesias over there on the line in right field. I mean, he's right there by pesky pole. See him right over here.
Instead, he pulls it deep to left field, up against the wall, the top of the wall. Ramirez plays it on a couple of hops, and his throw is going to be late. Diving in with a double is Iglesias. Lead-off 2-base hit.
This is one of these balls, if you don't hustle out of the box, it's going to turn into a single. And Iglesias gets this ball, it's hung out over the middle of the plate. And Hanley Ramirez plays it as good as he can, but he gets it on 2 hops. You want to get it on 1 hop. You really never know how far it's going to bounce off the wall. Throws offline, and Iglesias with the leadoff double.
Oh, there's another one that gets by Swihart. Advance the runner to third. And the long day just got longer for the Boston catcher.
Is that another pass ball?
Nope, I'm going to write it down. I assume it will be. Yep, pass ball. It's off his glove.
Boy.
Pretty hopeless feeling there.
I'm enjoying it from this view. Red Sox have the infield in.
Ball high on Rajay Davis.
You get into these situations when you're down by 4 runs, can't afford to let another run score, so the Red Sox bring him in. Actually, the middle infielders are about halfway.
Fouled off the mask of Swihart. Home plate umpire Mike Everett asking if he's okay. Davis 0 for 2. Fly ball and a ground out. Trying to pick up Iglesias at third. 4 pass balls in this game. Swing and a miss. Rajay out of there. 1 gone.
That looked like a fastball up top. Didn't look like a knuckler, huh?
Nope.
0-2 fastball. Heater, about 87 miles an hour. That's not what you're looking for sure.
Kinsler, a strikeout and a flyout. Infield coming in all the way around now. Ball 1.
Looks like Wright doesn't want to throw that knuckler in fear of Swihart not being able to handle it. Pretty good room over here. Stay on that ball. They're just playing the percentages right there. There it is.
All the way to the backstop. The good thing for Boston is it came right back to Swihart.
I mean, he totally fanned on that one. I don't know if he got any glove on it at all. That ball really danced, though.
Well, what we're seeing here today really makes you appreciate the guys that are able to handle the knuckleballers.
Is that Tech, Veritek?
Yeah.
Well, he used to have a caddy himself.
Another one botched there by Swihart.
He used to have, well, he tried to catch Tim Wakefield, but they brought in Doug Mirabelli as his caddy or backup catcher to catch Wakefield. And he was a good catcher now. So it can happen to anybody, not to single Swihart out.
He's taking all the way. It's strike. So it's 3-1 now on Kinsler. Noe Ramirez starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Infield in here. And he'll take a walk. Base on balls to Kinsler. 2 on now with 1 out. Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, the Tigers trying to bust this one wide open here with Cespedes coming up. There's Noe Ramirez heating up. Swihart now will head out to the mound. And it looks like the right-hander is going to be done. John Farrell makes the signal to the bullpen. That's going to be it for Stephen Wright, who will depart here in the 5th inning. So the Red Sox go to the pen. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. We'll be back to Fenway Park.
Stephen Wright and Blake Swihart. Boy, they really had a hard time, but the knuckler was really dancing. Wright unable to really place it where he wanted to with any consistency. And when he did throw the good one, Blake Swihart had a real tough time with 3 pass balls tonight, and Stephen Wright is out of the game, and we have a new pitcher.
Yeah, that would be Noe Ramirez. And he will inherit a couple of runners at first base with 1 out. Happiest guy in the ballpark right now, Blake Swihart.
Yep, I agree.
Knuckleball pitcher is out of the game. Ramirez
really likes the fastball slider combo. Will throw a change occasionally. Fastball right around 90-91.
Tigers trying to tack onto their 4-0 lead here as we play in the 5th. Iglesias the runner at third, Kinsler at first. First one is in there for a strike on Yoenis. Home run ground out in this game. He took the starter right deep in the first inning, a 2-out solo shot. Oh, 0-2. Cespedes also throwing a runner out at the plate in this one. He cut down David Ortiz in the second at home plate. And the 0-2. Just off the plate.
You can see Ramirez kind of has a jumpy motion. Jumps at the hitter when he releases the ball. When you're a hitter, sometimes you get wound up looking at all the extra motion, so you got to really focus on the release point.
Missed it high. Ramirez, a couple of stints with the big club this year, had really good numbers at AAA Pawtucket. He was 4-0 with a 2.15 earned run average.
Has started in the past as well.
Just got a piece of it, fouling it off of Swihart, the catcher.
Let's take a look at the big boys' big play of the game. The first inning, Yoenis Cespedes get the Tigers on the board off a hanging knuckler from Stephen Wright. Put him up to a 1-0 lead. Those knucklers go a long way when you get a hold of them.
And home run for Cespedes, number 15 RBI, number 55. Fouled away.
That one did go in the booth down there from us.
Better them than us.
Have you had any this year?
No, not this year. In fact, it's been a while since we've had one in the booth. A couple of years ago at Comerica. I handled it flawlessly too.
What, you ducked?
I ducked, hit the back wall, and I picked it up. How else would you play one of those? There's a high fly ball into shallow left center field. And it's going to be caught by Ramirez. The runner will have to hold at third base.
That's a tough one right there. Iglesias is on third base. Do you tag? The ball's too shallow probably to go on. Ramirez did have an angle moving a little bit away from the plate. Maybe tag up on that and deke him. See how it comes out of his hand and read it.
Here's Victor Martinez. Hanley Ramirez still learning the nuances of left field.
Yep.
And this is probably one of the more difficult parts, to pick up the nuances of playing left field. Now Victor, who is 1 for 2, single, run scored.
I would think Hanley has somewhat of an adventure with the fly balls.
1 ball, no strikes.
New position for Hanley Ramirez coming into the year. Has been a shortstop his whole major league career. He might have played at third base a time or two.
Victor looks at a ball outside. He led off the 4th with a single and then scored on the double by Castellanos. It was a little bit of a bloop hit over the head of the third baseman Sandoval. But Victor will take it. He has kind of struggled coming out of the All-Star break. 188 post All-Star break coming in today. Victor knows all about playing here in Boston at Fenway Park in this city. He was traded to the Red Sox from the team that he grew up with, the Cleveland Indians. Spent part of 09 and all of 2010 here with Boston. He has Iglesias and Kinsler out there with 2 outs. So Victor takes it outside for a walk. He's going to load the bases now for J.D. Martinez.
Looked like he just pitched right around him, huh? That's dangerous. J.D.'s been pretty hot himself.
No doubt. Martinez on base 2 more times today. Single walk, 2 runs scored.
Well, Ramirez 273 against righties, 333 against lefties. So by the numbers, maybe a smart move.
Now we'll get a conversation on the mound here. This is a kind of a critical juncture for the Red Sox. They need to keep this 4-0.
And for the Tigers, a chance to blow the game open.
Make it a tad more comfortable. Martinez with 27 home runs. He's had 2 grand slams in his career. JD waves and misses. 0-1. 27 homers, 3rd in the American League. Both Trout and Pujols have each hit 29 for the Angels, and those guys have been a dynamic duo. Here's the 0-1.
Well, for the Tigers, that's when they don't score runs. You remember the guy that we're missing, Miguel Cabrera. That's
no doubt.
Really, it shows up. And everybody's swinging and scoring all the runs. You get away with it, but day in and day out, you know you're going to score more runs with Miggy in there.
Held up?
No.
Welke said he did not go. 2-1. Miggy was out before the game today taking some ground balls at first base.
Yeah, kind of moving slow, but is doing most of the activities. I don't know, did he hit today? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I know he hit yesterday.
High fly ball, center field, hit well. Betts going back, still going back to the warning track to retire the side, and the Tigers will leave them loaded here in the 5th inning. As we go to the bottom of the 5th at Fenway, Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
Got 2 quick outs, then walked David Ortiz, walked Pablo Sandoval, ends up getting Mike Napoli to get out of the inning and preserve the 4-0 lead.
Well, the Tigers had a chance to bust it open, but it remains a 4-0 game. Here come the Red Sox now. Alejandro De Aza will face the right-hander Alfredo Simon. De Aza, Swihart, and Betts here in the 5th for the Red Sox. 4 runs, 5 hits for Detroit. No runs, 4 hits for Boston. They had their own opportunity back in the 4th inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Napoli bounced out. De Aza is 0 for 1 with a fly ball. One ball, 1 strike. De Aza spent 5 years with the Chicago White Sox. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's in there, a strike called. 1-2. Simon, I guess, been able to just kind of bob and weave his way through the first 4 innings in this game.
Yeah, he's made the pitches when he's had to, but he has had to pitch through some trouble.
3 really hard hit balls in the 3rd, but he had a 1-2-3 inning. Swing and a miss. And De Aza is out officially on the strikeout.
Good split finger right there. Likes to throw that pitch a lot. You see it disappear. James McCann gets that glove down. Rocks the 5-hole.
Here's the catcher, Swihart.
Now, if you can get ahead in the count like he did right there, that split finger is going to be so much more effective. And that's what we call an expand pitch. Don't have to throw it for a strike. You're going to get swings that ball's darting out of the zone.
Ball 1 to Swihart, who, when he came out in the June 2011 draft, was considered the #1 catcher in the entire draft. 1st-round pick of the Red Sox out of New Mexico.
I talked to Wade Miley, who's now over here with the Red Sox, and he says he likes throwing to this kid.
Such a premium position. When you get a good one, you really need to hang on to. Of course, the Tigers have seen James McCann do some really good work. That's pulled down the right field line. Going to get down and roll all the way to the wall. Swihart is motoring to second. He's going to take the turn, and there he goes. He's coming to 3rd. He's in with a sliding triple.
Boy, he really let that go right there. Ball's just right down the middle. See Swihart get the head out. And JD's off the line just a little bit. That's a tough corner down there to play. It's almost impossible to stop this from a triple. You see Swihart runs very good. Picks up his coach. Good turns. Easy stand-up triple. Well, I guess he did slide.
1 out, 3 base hit. Mookie Betts will stand in. And the Red Sox have their 5th hit of the game. Betts 1 for 2, single fly out. Ball high, 1-0. Betts, the former minor league player of the year for the Red Sox in 2013. Bounce again, McCann, good pickup there. 2 balls, no strikes.
You don't want to worry about letting this guy score right here. You want to make good pitches. You do have a 4-run lead right here. Sometimes you try and stop guys from. You change the way you're pitching and it ends up turning into a big inning. That's not what you want to do. Make a good pitch, get a nice ground ball, and get out of this inning.
2-1 on Betts.
Definitely don't want to walk this batter right here and get into more trouble.
It has been a lot of stress so far in this game for Simon, even though he's not given up a run to this point. Got a double play in the first. Got a ground ball with the bases loaded in the last inning. That's in there, a strike call. 2-2 now on Betts. Brock Holt waiting on deck, then Bogarts. Now Alfredo ready with the 2-2. Fouled off at home play.
The one thing I've noticed about Bogarts, when you get a couple strikes on him, he will expand. So a good splitter bouncing out of the strike zone, the bottom of the zone, maybe a good pitch. Here you can see the pitch count by inning. Last inning, the toughest so far. At 65 pitches total. .35 of those for strikes.
Bouncing ball, third base side. Castellanos has it there, and his throw is in time. The run will score. It'll be an RBI for Mookie Betts. His 46th of the year, and the Red Sox are on the board now, 4-1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Though the run scores, you got 2 outs with nobody on.
We'll bring up Brock Holt. Holt has put the ball on the ground twice, once resulting in a double play. Oh, 1 on Holt.
Looks like a cutter right there that he's throwing. 86 miles an hour on the inside part.
That'll miss inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Holt made the All-Star team this year and really has embraced the utility role. He's played 7 different positions. Ball high. 2-1. Simon gave up the triple to Swihart. The ground out by Betts scored him. 2 outs, base is empty. 4-1 Detroit. That's pulled on the ground to second, and right there is Kinsler, and that'll take care of the inning. So minimal damage done. 1 run on 1 hit, and we go to the 6th. At Fenway Park, and calling all Michigan State University alumni, students, and fans. Get a Tigers hat and Spartans green and a ticket to see the Tigers play the Rangers August 21st at 7:08 when you buy a special ticket package exclusively at tigers.com/MSU. Now the Tigers come to the dish here in the 6th inning with Castellanos, Avila, and James McCann.
Tigers giving up a run in the bottom of the 5th. Good time to come back, put some more pressure on him, get some runs. That last inning, Tigers had man on first and third, didn't get him in. Bases loaded, 2 outs, no runs. So he wanted to come right back and pressure the Red Sox again.
Castellanos drills one deep in the air to left field, way back, and that one is gone and out of the stadium. Oh, Nick Castellanos has left the building literally. 5-1 Tigers.
Ask and you shall receive.
Did you see how far he hit that ball?
That didn't take long.
Oh my goodness. That is 2 of them today that he's absolutely crushed.
Yeah, he got all of it right here. And misses everything. Well out and over the monster. It might have went over the signs. That felt good.
So just like that, the Tigers do indeed get the run back they gave up. And now Avila sends a ground ball foul. It's his 3rd RBI today, 9th home run of the year for Castellanos. Avila now 1 for 6 in the series. Way outside.
That was the 3rd RBI for Castellanos' game. Having a good one.
Well, he is, and Castellanos now has 18 RBIs in the month of July, so that's another indication of how he has picked it up offensively. Two and one. Off speed pitch there from Noe Ramirez, who took over in the 5th inning for Stephen Wright. They're playing to pull against Avila.
Alex looks like he's fighting it a little bit at the plate today. You have those games, still pick the ball up. You know, he hasn't played that much since he's come off the disabled list.
Avila getting a start at first base in this game. That shift they have on against him. Holt playing in the outfield grass. One is rolled foul, 3-2. Tigers with a victory today climb to within 1 of 500 again. They're trying to get back up there. They're 47 and 49 entering play today. And again, the offense has come alive after scoring just 1 run in their last 22 innings. We'll get back into the seats.
Tigers looking to get on somewhat of a roll. I looked up the Royals last year on 725. They were 6 games behind the Tigers. They went 20-6 to go up 2.5. They had streaks of 8-game win, 6 of 7, 5 of 6 twice, 10 of 11 into the wild card in the World Series berth. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, those are the kinds of runs that the Tigers need. That's a fair ball. Fielded by Napoli, he'll tag the bag for the out. 1 away.
Taking another look at Nick, getting all of this right here. But when you look at these well hit balls, just look how relaxed, how slow his feet are. Hands are quick. Look at the numbers through June 22nd. Since then, 316, 5 home runs. Look at the OPS. OPS of 867. Anything over 800 on the OPS is pretty dang good.
Here's James McCann now with 1 out. And he'll get to the backstop. McCann's fielder's choice knocked in a run back in the 2nd. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. Brad was talking about McCann yesterday, as a matter of fact, and the improvements that he has made, and he really has been impressed with what he's been able to do offensively.
Yeah, he has, and he's put up great numbers as well recently. As a young kid, there's so much to do, especially being a catcher. I had him hitting 11 of 12 games, .435 average, 6 extra base hits, a lot of damage in the RBIs, and scored 6 runs. But that's very hard to have all that responsibility. Defense is first, and when the hitting comes, that's a bonus.
One of the things Brad said was he's impressed with his 2-strike approach for a young hitter. He stroked that one back up the middle into center.
Good 1-strike approach right there.
Yeah. It is a 1-out single for McCann.
Well, we've seen him get the head out early in the count and pull the ball. But and that hit right there, the ball's on the outside part of the plate, stays on it. You want to have what we call length to your swing. You want to stay on the ball and stay through the ball and make that bat on your finish follow right up the middle of the field, which he did right there.
Here is Iglesias. 2-base hit back in the 5th. Tigers got him loaded in the 5th inning, but could not score a run. They have added one more here in the 6th on the home run by Castellanos. And Iglesias looks at a strike. 0-1. And it's a 6-game hitting streak now for Jose. He spent parts of 3 years with the Red Sox here as a very young player before being traded to Detroit. Chopper left side of the infield. Sandoval will underhand it to second. Pulled him off the bag, and he is safe there.
See if they got a challenge here. It looked like Holt was up off the bag. Iglesias comes over top of this little number. And you can see Sandoval just underhands it. That's a long way to underhand the ball.
And they're going to look at it, apparently. Did he come down in time?
See that front foot? Yeah, he's out.
He is out. Right now, they call his fielder's choice E5, but they're probably going to reverse this.
You see the foot is up off the bag right there. And what I've been watching and what I want to talk about is instead of that foot remaining up, you'll see it come off the ground right here. Stop it. Now what you want to do is you want to pop up so the foot goes down on the bag. If you watch baseball games all around the league, and he's out, they've just called him out. If you watch games all around the league, this happens in many of them. And that should he should be safe there.
Why would Sandoval from that distance underhand a throw, do you think?
I don't think that he had his body turned around where he felt comfortable throwing it.
So McCann is out at second.
But again, James, we were just talking about, he's got some work to do. Everybody's got work to do, always work to do.
That was a pretty quick replay, by the way. 43 seconds on that challenge. Here's Rajai Davis now with 2 outs. Iglesias drawing a throw. Jose can run a little bit. He's got 10 stolen bases this year. But outside.
Sure, Iglesias wants to go right here. Do a little homework over there. Make sure you can get a good jump. See Tram whispering in his ear over there. 2 outs is a good time to run. Of course, the Red Sox know that.
Popped him up. Third base side. Sandoval to retire the side. Not before Nick Castellanos went deep, and I mean deep. Over the monster and left and out of the ballpark. Tigers get another run. Hall of Fame inductees.
There's some good ones right there. You see the four. It's kind of a big Michigan day. John Smoltz from Michigan. I think that's Lansing Waverly. Tom Gage is getting the Taylor Spink Award to the writer's wing. And also Dick Enberg. He's getting the Ford Frick Award. But the old John Smoltz, that's an interesting and a real fun story. Could have been a Tiger, huh? But do you think he'd been a Hall of Famer there?
Well, we'll never know. But I do know this, and the Tigers get hammered over and over and over for that trade. It was the Doyle-Alexander trade. But when you look at what Smoltz's numbers were, I think he was at Double-A at the time. He was an under 500 pitcher, and really, I'm not sure gave any indication that he would go on to be a Hall of Famer.
No, he was a 22nd round pick. He was 4-10 with a 5.6 ERA at Double-A Glen Falls. Okay, so
well, there you go.
How do you? What happens is that we want Doyle-Alexander. So the Tigers give the Braves a list of players, and that's who they pick. And he goes on to be a Hall of Famer. 200 wins, 150 saves. Only pitcher with more than that, with more than 200 wins, 150 saves, onto the Hall of Fame. So that you got to give the Braves credit. Now Doyle-Alexander went on to go 9-0 for us in '87. We won the American League East, lost to Minnesota in the playoffs. And John Smoltz began his trek towards a full-time Brave. Pitched with Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, also Hall of Famers. 14 years, division title. Didn't do too bad, did he? Has a Cy Young, an MVP, All-Star games. Should I say any more?
No, I mean, you pretty much covered everything. I mean, he's unbelievable and a great guy, too, which we're real proud of him and happy for him. Of course, Randy Johnson, to me, was one of the most dominating pitchers that I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Just swing and a miss. And Bogarts is out of there.
I think that's the split finger right there again. Ball disappears down. Simon's got it moving. And here's our speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. 95 tops, 61 low so far today by Alfredo Simon.
Here's David Ortiz now with one out. Yanked foul down the first base line.
That's the second time David has swung at the first pitch. Now last time he was taken all the way. You never know. Tigers in the shift again.
Ortiz a double and a walk in this game. The Tigers have a 5-1 lead. How did you enjoy facing Randy Johnson, by the way, in your playing days? I mean, I know you never backed down, but he was pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it was a challenge, and we always talked about it as a team and as individuals. We challenged each other against guys like Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson. I did scrap a couple of walks off him. He did buzz my tower several times.
Right back to the mound. Oh, dropped by Simon. But he still got time. Ortiz just jogging down the line.
Yep, and he's getting booed for it.
Wow. He had a chance to beat that out.
Alfredo finishes nice and square to the plate. And David hit this off the end of the bat. He's got it right away, but drops it. Flipped the ball to his hand. You want to reach in and grab it. And David Ortiz just jogged all the way down the line. Assumed that he wasn't going to drop it. That's why you've always got to hustle in this game. You know, you can do what I call like a 3/4 long leg. Mm-hmm. You know, that helps you avoid injury. And to be fair to David Ortiz, he's an older guy and he's not going to beat many out. And you know, he's had a great career, so I'm not trying to bury him about it, but maybe a little better than that.
Well, with 2 outs, here is Hanley Ramirez.
I find that interesting that the crowd really picked up on that, huh?
Very quickly. And they let Ortiz know about it.
That's fair.
A couple of singles for Hanley Ramirez. He has hit safely now in 5 in a row. Here's the strike called. I would think, Gibby, when you would go up against a guy like Randy Johnson or Pedro Martinez, you kind of had to embrace the challenge if you wanted to have any kind of success.
I did, and I didn't face Pedro. I just missed him. Lucky me. I know he had a great high fastball, great changeup. He was reminded me a little bit like Nolan Ryan, but he was kind of an intimidating guy. He didn't take anything from anybody. If you showed him up, he'd let you know about it. He had a great career. I mean, he owns every record here with the Red Sox. Still involved with the organization. Be a nice day tomorrow for those gentlemen.
You were 6 for 17 against Smoltz. 0 for 5 against the big unit. It's in the air to shallow left. Cespedes charging in, but it's going to be Iglesias. He just makes that look so. He was toying with that ball.
Good hands, good coordination.
1-2-3 inning for Alfredo Simon. Side windows pitching change. It'll be Justin Masterson coming out of the bullpen.
got the win in last night's game for the Red Sox. Back in the bullpen back-to-back days after being a starter. Very tough on righties, not so much on lefties.
Ian Kinsler will face him to get things started here. Masterson pitching in the 11th, gave up the single, the wild pitch, the walk, but he got the strikeout and the throw him out in that huge play last night in the 11th. Ball one missing, low and away.
Tigers want to keep pressuring the Red Sox. Don't take anything for granted. We talked about it in yesterday's game. This stadium, this field, no lead is safe.
Yeah, and you never really feel comfortable here. Leland used to say that all the time. It didn't matter what the score was. Literally, you never felt comfortable until you got that 27th out.
Yeah, it's similar to where Jim Leland managed over in Colorado before they had the humidor.
Yeah, that was
same way.
Pretty nuts.
And to end the inning, here we think Yoenis is going to take it. And Iglesias was a casual catch right here over the shoulder. Don't try this at home.
Or on the baseball field.
Yeah.
Only a certain few can pull it off. And Iglesias is one of them. There's a wave and a miss. Kinsler is out of there. One gone in the 7th.
Jose looks like he's healthy, staying healthy, playing every day, doing it with the bat, defensively as well. Steals you a bag here and there. It'll turn into a nice young player.
He's turned into an all-star at a very young age. Here is Cespedes. Bouncing ball to third, deep behind the bag, Sandoval. 2 gone. That'll bring up Victor Martinez.
So he's just kind of looking ahead right now. If you're Brad Ausmus, you want to be thinking about it. We're in the top of the 7th, so you got 9 outs to cover. You know Soria is going to take the last 3 outs. Where do you go from there?
Well, Alex Wilson did not pitch in the ball game last night. He would certainly be a candidate.
I think Al Albuquerque may be a candidate as well. You save your lefties if you need to get it just to 1 out against the lefty.
Meanwhile, Masterson has himself a quick inning. 1, 2, 3. And coming up, the Dick Scott Automotive 7th inning stretch.
Let's take a look at the steal of the game. Chevrolet brings you the high-strength steal. It happened in the 2nd inning. David Ortiz was on second base. Hanley Ramirez with a little bouncer over Nick's head. And Yoenis Cespedes throws out Ortiz. Nice strong throw. Nice pick by James McCann, and that kept the game 1-0. Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th lead 5-1.
He stole a runaway from him. Big early play. Now Simon goes back to work. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th here, 5-1 in favor of the Tigers this afternoon. Pablo Sandoval, Napoli, and then Diaz. And Alfredo had a 1-2-3 6th. Sandoval was signed to a 5-year contract last November. They've got an option to the Red Sox for 2020. And I would say that the production they've gotten out of Sandoval this year probably below what they expected.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for. Actually, that's the Panda.
I'm sorry, the Panda, right?
That's another nickname, by the way.
Oh, that's another nickname.
That's what they call him. They have the Panda.
Is Simon okay here? There was a situation where in the last half inning where McCann went out and Simon told the trainer to stay in the dugout.
Is it a blister? Take a look at the previous pitch. Sometimes you get a little blister and they try and close it up with some glue. Oh, it looks like a back.
Yeah, that's more than a blister. Simon is coming out of the game. And Alfredo looks like he's in some pain right now.
He kind of bent over. It looks like maybe a lower back.
Left after throwing a pitch to Pablo Sandoval.
Well, we're trying to figure out what it is, but it looks like he grabs his right thigh right there, groin area. He's shaking that right leg, so I'm guessing maybe he had a cramp there. He cramped up, but nevertheless, he's out of the game. Tigers bring in Ian Kroll. Gets the luxury of warming up on the field. I don't know, that'd be a little different for me, but his 19th game, 16 strikeouts, 9 walks. A young kid who's got a very good, lively, strong arm, learning how to use his pitches.
Meanwhile, there is more action in the Detroit bullpen. That is Alex Wilson, who's been a workhorse this year.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't open my mouth last inning. The things were smooth sailing. But, just kind of looking ahead here. How do you navigate and get to Joakim Soria?
Well, the Tigers will have to do that now with the unexpected removal of the starter Alfredo Simon. Here's what's going on around the rest of the big leagues. Some trades that have been completed in the last 2 days.
Well, Kazmir was the first, and then it's kind of in progression right here. All the teams are trying to decide what they want to do. Are they in? Are they out? And of course, Ramirez has already announced this is last year, so a chance to get over to the Pirates. Now the Pirates playing great baseball, still trail the St. Louis Cardinals by several games.
How much do you think Cishek will help the Cardinals?
Well, if he's not having a great year this year, but if he gets back to his previous years, he's going to help him a lot. And the Cardinals have a way of making you better. You look at the Mets, that's a little bit under the radar. Want Uribe and Kelly Johnson. Those guys have a ton of experience, and they can help a club. They know their roles, can come off the bench, and certainly add character to your clubhouse.
The Mets team in search of any kind of offense. As you look at the wild card standings entering play today, Houston, Minnesota leading the wild card chase. You've got Tampa, you got Toronto, you got the Tigers, you got the Orioles.
And will be important, Tigers, to close out this series in good fashion. And then they go on down to Tampa Bay. And of course, you want to gain ground whoever you play when you're going head to head. They do have a series with Toronto yet this year as well. Got Baltimore there, 5.5 behind, and we have a 4-gamer with them here next week.
Almazal Avila, the assistant general manager of the Detroit Tigers, and chatting quickly with Brad Ausmus.
Yeah, now what they're talking about there is they got a day game tomorrow, or they have a night game actually, right?
Yeah, it's a night game tomorrow. National game.
You want to get working on who you're going to replace on the roster, because maybe they think he's got to go on the DL.
There's a bouncer hit to the shortstop, scooped up there by Iglesias, and Sandoval retired.
So you're thinking ahead, and you're thinking about who you're going to get here, and if you want a pitcher, you obviously want to scratch him from his start wherever he might be. And Al Avila right now is, they have the whole organization schedule and the organizational roster on their phones or on a piece of paper, and they'll get through that fairly quickly.
Well, here's Mike Napoli with one out now as he and Kroll retires, the first man he faces.
And so if you're Brad, you're definitely going to leave him in against Napoli with the 4-run lead here. You got Diaz behind him, so you're going to have lefty on lefty then.
See, you can make all these plans. You got Soria for the 9th, trying to figure out how to get through the 7th and 8th, and all of a sudden an injury happens, and you've got to go into scramble mode.
Well, when the pitcher gets outs, it's easy to make those decisions. But when they don't get outs, you get a walk, you have an error, and you get a couple guys on, then it's a little different.
Big rip there by Napoli.
You know, it happens very quickly in a dugout when these things go down. So people think and talk about how baseball is a slow game, but it really isn't. You've got maybe 15, 30 seconds to make decisions at this point in the game.
Another swing and a miss.
And Tony La Russa told me that Sparky told him a long time ago that you should always use the 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 25 seconds between the inning to ask yourself 2 questions. What do I do if the first guy gets on? What do I do if the first 2 guys get on?
Interesting.
In that way, you're slowed that part of the game down the best you can. So if it happens, you're prepared for that. And that's something, of course, I utilized, and it helped me because it does help slow the game down, because you will be ahead of where you would be if you didn't do it. You got the scorecard right there, and you're looking. A lot going on in the dugout to get through this game.
Fouled back out of play.
Thought we had that one.
Straight back behind home plate. Waiting on deck is De Aza, the left-handed batter. Mike Napoli, strikeout, ground out. The Tigers have a 5-1 lead here in the 7th inning. It'll bounce in against Napoli. Tigers have out hit the Red Sox 7-5 in this game. And they have led since the first inning. They got one in the first, one in the second, two in the fourth, and then one more in the sixth. Napoli drills one foul way back beyond the upper deck and out of the stadium.
Long strike. Ian Crowell's a young kid again in these situations. When he gets in there, lessons learned. It's a good time to bring him in. If Napoli gets on, he'll probably get left in for Diaz. Just got to focus on making good pitches. Like I say, take yourself back to your bullpen session. Have that mentality. Make a good pitch.
Napoli hanging tough.
Throws very hard, 96 miles an hour on the last pitch. If he could throw a nice changeup here, I think he'd have him. But last time he threw one, I think somebody got a hold of it. But you still have to have the confidence in throwing all your pitches.
Bouncing in, that'll be a walk. One out, base on balls for Napoli.
That was the right pitch to throw. And his memory probably is similar to mine. He remembers hanging one and wanted to make sure he got it down in the zone. Buried it just a little too far.
So Alejandro Diaz is due up.
Got a pinch hitter. I think it's going to be Victorino.
It is Shane Victorino.
Now it's on Brad.
Wilson is hot. Should be good to go in the bullpen. Here comes Brad.
You want to make sure that he's in the game, which Brad did. Umpires got to put him in the game officially.
So that'll be it for Kroll.
Again, when you have the lead, and it's your advantage.
And so the Tigers now will go back to the bullpen. We'll step aside. Wilson coming in. We'll be back.
#800 call Sam call of the game. Alfredo Simon and James McCann hooking up. McCann calling a very good game. See Simon getting a good double play. Good splitter there. Disappearing out of the zone. Very strong game by Alfredo Simon. Unfortunately, he had to leave with an injury.
Meanwhile, the Red Sox trying to get something put together here. Alex Wilson will try and get through this seventh inning.
Been pretty strong for the Tigers. Got the right guy in there. Get a double play. It would be nice. Shane Victorino batting right-handed only now. Used to be a switch hitter.
By the way, you know his nickname, right?
Something Samoan, Hawaiian, what?
Flying Hawaiian?
Flying Hawaiian, yeah. That was half there.
Samoan, pretty close. Here's the 0-1. And a check swing. Did he go? Negative, says Tim Wilkie. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers lead 5-1. And the Red Sox have a man on with a man out in the 7th inning. Bouncing ball back up the middle. This looks pretty good. Iglesias. Kinsler on to first. Did he? Yes, he kept the toe on the bag. Nice play of Avila. And the double play goes 6-4-3. Wilson, terrific job to get the ground ball. Nicely done here by Avila. To 1. They've out hit the Red Sox 7-5. Alfredo Simon left the game in the 7th inning after going 6+ innings, 1 earned run. That was a big bright spot today.
And you see Nick Castellanos with the big offensive game today, 2 for 3, the double and a home run. 3 RBIs of the 5 runs the Tigers have so far.
Meanwhile, Shane Victorino stays in the game. He'll play right field for De Asa. And the Tigers here in the 8th inning send J.D. Martinez to the plate. Then Castellanos and Avila. Justin Masterson had a 1-2-3 7th inning. And it's grounded foul, third base side. Pretty good day for JD. He's walked and scored. He has singled and scored. He's 1 for 2. 3 hits in the first 2 games in this series. They'll wrap it up tomorrow. Series finale here at Fenway Park. Then it's on to Tampa. Checked it.
Talked about the night game. They'll get into Tampa early morning. 3-game series with Tampa. Not ideal, but you have to deal with it. Part of being a big leaguer.
1-2.
So how could we simulate that for people watching the game? You go out and do something and stay up late, stay up till 5 or 6 in the morning, and then
right.
do something the next, and go to work.
But it has to be a physically demanding job.
It is, and on days like that, you have to force yourself. We used to go with the cold tub, 49-degree water, submerge yourself up to the chin for 1 minute.
Seriously?
Then finish it. You do that, then you go to the warm tub, and then back to the cold tub, and the warm. You do it 3 cycles. That shocked the nervous system got you ready and woke you up.
Yeah, no thanks.
That was the idea of our trainer. Of course, they needed me to lead him in, and my heart stopped like 3 times. Skipped a couple beats. Other than that, it was really relaxing.
I can imagine. There's a bouncer off the glove of Masterson into center field. It will be a base hit for J.D. Martinez. Hey, follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MajorLeagueBaseball.com or MLB.com at Bat on your smartphone or your tablet.
You got that?
I do. It's awesome.
I know my wife loves that I've got it.
Well, yeah, you probably never pay attention to her. With MLB.com at Bat.
Whoa, don't go that far.
You're always on your phone watching other games.
Well, I do at times.
Define at times.
When my ADD kicks in, I watch it. So I'll leave it at that.
Here's Castellanos. Homer and double fly out. He's had 3 RBIs in this game. And Masterson pumps in a strike. 0-2.
Masterson likes that slider against those right-handed hitters.
Masterson way back in 06 was a 2nd-round pick of the Red Sox. And then was dealt to Cleveland in the Victor Martinez trade. And now here he is back in Boston. On the ground, diving stop, shortstop Bogarts to 2nd, and that's all they get. Nice play by Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, pretty good at bat, gets the barrel on the ball. As you said, Bogarts, fire to his right. Ball came up for him so he could make the play. Brock Holt realizes to hold on to that ball.
Castellanos coming out of the game now. He'll be lifted for the pinch runner Romine. Romine usually comes in games late in which the Tigers have the lead to take over defensively at 3rd. So he will simply do it here at first base in the 8th. That'll bring up Avila, who is 0 for 3 in this game.
Quick throw over to first, keeping Romine in check. You know how the tunnel runs from the dugout up to the clubhouse here. Many times Kevin Romine's probably been running up and down that tunnel to get his legs loose.
Ball outside.
Andrew Romine.
There's Tram in his ear. Romine stretching his lead. And Avila sends a ground ball foul.
Masterson pretty quick to the plate, so you have to have a big lead and a good jump if you want to consider going. Do have the lead, so you can afford to be more aggressive.
Talk about what constitutes quick to the plate. What are the numbers?
Well, I think I'm timing. That was a 1-2-2. That's from the time Masterson moves to the time the ball hit the bat. So you're looking for a 1-3 or higher.
Drilled to left field. And Hanley Ramirez runs it down. 2 away. Hey, as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You'll have a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Now with 2 outs, here is McCann. RBI in the ball game, plus a hit today for McCann.
looking at Masterson. He kind of ducks his chin down and then he lifts his hat just before he goes home. Sometimes you can pick up a little movement that allows you to start before he actually goes.
There he goes. Popped him up. Left side of the infield for Bogarts. Waiting on the grass to end the inning. No runs, one hit, one man left. To the bottom of the eighth we go. They'll be in Tampa on Monday. The Tigers' next two games. Gibby have Shane Green and Anibal Sanchez.
Looking for the pitching momentum to continue. 3 good starts in a row. Simon hurt and removed from this game, but Justin Verlander with a real good effort yesterday, and David Price the day before that. That'll help you get that bullpen in order, get you some wins, and get that streak I was talking about earlier going, that win streak.
So Romine will stay in the game and he'll play third base.
Again, you know Soria's got the ninth, maybe a 4-out, so you're really looking for 2 outs here. I think Blaine Hardy would not pitch today. He's, I think, 4 out of 5. Kid needs some rest. And Alex Wilson's done a decent job against lefties if he has to go through a couple of those.
Blake Swihart will lead things off, number 9 hitter, then Mookie Betts and Brock Holt. We're in the bottom of the 8th at Fenway, 5-1. Tigers have the lead. First one pounded foul, back out of play. Swihart had a triple in the 5th inning and eventually scored the only run the Red Sox have here today. Came around to the ground ball by Betts.
Yeah, right now you got to decide what you're going to do to David Ortiz. He's the 5th batter of this inning. Who's going to get him out? So it might have to be Hardy, and I think he's going to get up.
Hardy throwing in the Detroit bullpen.
I'd give him 1 hitter only.
No balls, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Blake Swihart. Headed back toward the seats. Romine is out of room and back amongst them. Wilson came on in the 7th, got a double play ball. Foul tip into the glove. That'll be strike 3, 1 gone.
That's one. That's Blake Swihart. He's pretty aggressive on his swings. And Alex Wilson just continues to do a great job for the Tigers. Bring him in any situation, and he's been rock solid.
Yeah, that's the key right there. He literally has been in every single situation, including starting this year in an emergency role. There's a strike called on Mookie Betts. No balls, one strike on Betts. Drilled to center field, and it's going to be caught by Davis. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, we've been talking a little bit about the bullpen and the challenges of Brad. This is the last 7 days. You can see everybody's got a pretty heavy workload, and even more so, a lot of pitches. So if you can minimize how many guys you use, I think ultimately if Brad can find a combination and assign roles, that the bullpen would perform better. But he's been just trying to throw who's available to throw, so he has not been able to do that. But if the pitchers know their roles, they kind of settle in, and I think you get better production out of them.
Yeah, he just not have had the luxury of really defining those roles when he's come close. The individual relievers have not been able to uphold it.
Well, I mean, if your starter's going 3, 4 innings, 5 innings, you're going to need several pitchers to get through. So just from a sheer need to, preserve health, you can't assign roles. So I'd like to see the starters continue to do their job, and he'll be able to do that.
1-2 on Brock Holt.
And it's very complicated how you manage all your players. Certainly the bullpen is probably your most important part, and the starters as well. When do you let them go? When do you take them out? When do you let them throw those extra pitches? When do you let them go over 100? You got guys like Verlander and David Price. They've done it for a long time. They're proven, and they're not going to get hurt.
1-2 is high.
But you're looking for other pitchers that are capable of doing that too. You want to keep pushing them without hurting them.
Well, I've heard over and over that the toughest part of managing, or one of the toughest parts, maybe the toughest, is managing your bullpen. Would you agree with it?
Yep. Again, you're trying to put your players in general in a situation to succeed.
Swing and a miss. Man, Wilson has been good. A 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll be going to the 9th here in Boston, overlooking Boston Harbor, downtown Beantown, 5-1. What a bank can be when it's time coming to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Back here in Boston, Fenway Park to be exact. The Tigers trying to hold on to a 5-1 lead and win game 2 in this series. 5 runs, 8 hits. Detroit. Boston 1 run, 5 hits. Meanwhile, Craig Breslow will take over now for Boston.
Ex-teammates done pretty good here in Boston. Struggling a little bit this year. 29 games, very durable. You see 35 innings, 25 strikeouts, 13 walks. He was once proclaimed, I think, the smartest guy in the big leagues.
Yes.
He went to...
it was Ivy League, I know that.
Yale?
Okay. Of course, our own Brad Ausmus, an Ivy Leaguer as well.
Yeah, I didn't get any recruiting letters from Yale. I can't figure it out. I thought I was decent.
There's a ball outside to get things going here in the 9th. Action in the Detroit bullpen. You've got Phillies and Soria warming up. Iglesias leading it off against Breslow.
Yeah, you got to make the decision. If you score additional runs, it's going to be Phillies. If you score no runs, do you decide, do you bring Soria in clean with nobody on, or do you wait until there's a safe situation and there's just less margin for error that way? I found myself not worrying about the save. You want to get the win.
Get the win, yeah.
As important as they are, you just go after to lock it down.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The count on Iglesias. Double in 3 at bats in this game. Swing and a miss as Iglesias goes fishing. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. Hey, let's check in with Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thank you. Well, we had heard the Phillies wanted an exorbitant price for Cole Hamels. That price may have gone up a little bit more now.
Even more, yep.
Rajai Davis batting with 1 out.
We've been talking about a lot of the manager situations today in this game, and now think about all the general manager decisions. Ruben Amaro there over in Philly, Dave Dombrowski. What do you do? How do you market your guys? What are you willing to take? Do you do it today? Do you do it at the trade deadline?
It's a fair ball. And bang off the wall down the left field line. Rajai, knowing it, will hold with a single. 1 on, 1 out. Well, general managers this time of the year become critical for their franchises, and obviously there are a lot of decisions to be made.
Yep. Do you want to stay in it? Now many accuse the Phillies of waiting too long, but I don't know how you can be wrong by trying to continue to win. I think in the Tigers case, as I said earlier, you're going to see what you can get in return. You need to do that. That's how you value your asset. But since I've been around, and that's my whole life, knowing Mike Ilitch, I've never known him to give in. So I guess you know how I feel. I think he'll hang in there, give these guys an opportunity to get on a roll.
There's Al Avila, the assistant general manager of the Tigers. There's a double play ball hit to short, and it'll go 6-4-3 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Here comes Soria.
That gave the Tigers a 5-1 lead. They preserved that. And there you have your Miller Lite moment.
It was a big moment for Castellanos, to be sure. He hit one out of the stadium here. Now, Joaquin Soria will check in for Detroit.
It's worked good, looking for 3 outs from the Tigers closer. 22 out of 25 opportunities, 22 saves. He's thrown the ball well. 34 strikeouts, only 11 walks. Anthony Gose is now in center field for the Tigers.
He replaces Rajay Davis, and Soria comes out of the pen and throws strike one to Xander Bogaerts. Joaquin will have to get through the middle of the lineup for the Red Sox. Bogaerts, Ortiz, and Ramirez. Only 5 hits allowed today by Tigers pitching. Make it 6. Leadoff single. 1 on, nobody out.
Really not bad location, just trying to get the strike down there, down on the outside part of the plate. Bogaerts just goes with it, shoots it through the 3-4 hole.
Here is David Ortiz. That one is knocked down by McCann. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, when you get down to the end of the game, you know, David Ortiz has had such great career and come through in so many big situations. That's where that extra run comes in. Tigers lead by 4. So you're facing Ortiz with the guy on, but the tying run is still in the dugout.
Big swing there by Ortiz. Doubled and a walk in this ball game. He has also bounced out to the pitcher. Alfredo Simon, by the way, had to leave early in this game. That was in the 7th inning. After pitching 6, he had to leave with, I don't know what appeared it was his groin.
They're not shifting him as much. It looks like Iglesias is up the middle just a bit.
Snap throw back in the bag, and just in there was Bogaerts.
James McCann's only going to get better at this play. I've watched Yadier Molina do this a lot. When the ball's down and in, makes that snap throw. That was very quick and very close. Now, if you're Bogaerts, you don't want to be getting off any further than you need to, down by 4.
Two and two. Hanley Ramirez on deck. Tigers have never trailed here this afternoon. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead, 4-1, then 5-1, and that's where we stand now here in the 9th. Popped him up. He'll take this. Kinsler to the grass, and they let it drop. He wants Ortiz at first base instead, so Bogaerts coming off the bases. How about that?
Smart play.
The wily veteran Ian Kinsler.
Yeah, giving himself more time. And I wasn't watching David Ortiz. Did he go out of the line?
I don't believe he did.
He almost ran into the dugout.
So Ortiz the runner at first.
That's not a bad play, especially the ball dropping in the grass. Now if it hits in the dirt, now that can be an adventure. It's good play.
It's a great play. You take Bogaerts off the bases. You replace him with Ortiz.
Now Ortiz, Alex Avila is playing behind him. Can't see him running here. Just as a check to the checkmate,
No doubt. 2 for 3 for Ramirez. (5-1). Ortiz going nowhere. See if Soria now can get a ground ball and end this ball game. Oh, 2 on Hanley Ramirez. If that ball, and you bring up a good point, Gabe, if that ball is on the dirt and not on the grass, he probably doesn't do that, does he?
No, well, you don't know where it's going to bounce. It could bounce really high. Could have spin on it, bounce away from you. You have to retrieve it. It still has spin on it. You don't grab it cleanly.
McCann out to block that one.
The Tigers pretty much staying all on the outside part of the plate to Hanley this whole game, really the whole series. I guess I'm old school. I like to see pitches on the inside part of the plate. I think it helps you set up different sequences to different hitters in different situations. You've got a 4-run lead. Maybe it influences the next at bat tomorrow if you show him in right now.
Here's the 1-2. Two and 2 on Ramirez. Soria replaced Wilson, who replaced Kroll.
And Hanley's pretty much on his base hits, has been getting his arms out on the balls on the outer third, pulling it through the third baseman and shortstop.
Way outside again, and one more time McCann goes down to block that one. 3 and 2. Leadoff single by Bogaerts. Ortiz popped it up and Kinsler let it drop so they could force Bogaerts at second. Well, they set up inside, driven right back to the mound, knocked down by Soria.
That
2 gone.
Glove?
Yes.
Ooh, that was hot.
It'd be on the ground if it hit anything else.
I mean, by the time you foul through, you're only about 55 feet there. He got there quick, and he just nonchalantly picks it up, gets the out.
Almost caught it on the fly.
Now, if you're an outfielder, ball comes to you. In general, you're not going to throw the ball home, although they're not going to try and send David Ortiz. You want to make sure you throw it to second, keep the runner at first. 4-run lead here.
Here's Sandoval, their last chance. One more out to get for Soria. Ball 1. Sandoval is 0 for 2 today, 0 for 6 in the series. In fact, Pablo now is 0 for his last 18. One ball, one strike.
I've competed a lot against the Panda. I've seen him hit like this, be like this, slumping like this, and only to get hot. And when he's hot, he hits everything. But right now, mired in a little bit of a slump.
3 World Series under his belt. And a strike called, and the Panda didn't like that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That would have to be a hard decision to leave a club you won 3 World Series with. Boy.
Agreed. He came here to Boston, signed a 5-year deal. Won 3 championships with San Francisco. One and 2 the count on Sandoval. Boy, McCann's been busy this half inning.
Yes, he has. He's getting quicker. You can tell he's been working outside of the games on getting ahead of the ball. If you get behind it and you're always reaching for it, that's pretty tough to make the plays. If you get around it and get out there quickly, much easier. He's young and quick. You can see his youth and athleticism.
Fouled away. Should he reach? Napoli waiting on deck. 5-1 Detroit. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Soria trying to put the finishing touches on this one. And again the 2-2. Grounded foul. Tigers 1 out away, 1 strike away from going to 48 and 49, 1 under the 500 mark. Ground ball to second should do it. Kinsler has it there, and the Tigers will win game 2 in this series. Nice bounce back for the ball club today after losing in extra innings last night. They score early, they score often, and